Prince Harry apparently wants to return to the UK. I bet he does. The cynic in me thinks perhaps this is about selling even more books. The paperback of his memoir, Spare, comes out in a few weeks. He's apparently agreed not to update it, but they must be strapped for cash after a string of financial disasters. His American dream is well and truly over, and frankly, I'm not surprised. The Netflix deal appears to be crumbling. An America Riviera orchard, Meghan's brand has hit, shall we call it, technical problems. Did he really think that turning his back on the country that gave him his privilege and dissing his family, the royal family, would work in his favour? What planet is he on? Prince Harry has become a global embarrassment. While Spare may well have been one of the fastest-selling biographies ever, it came at a cost. In my eyes, he lost the very last shreds of credibility and dignity which had been hanging on via weak, thin straws after a series of missteps, starting with that interview with Oprah, where someone in the royal family had the allegation of racism thrust upon them. An allegation both he and Meghan did not correct until a few years later, after the late Queen had died, thereby gaslighting the world and causing untold emotional damage to the mental health of his family. He's supposed to be an advocate for that, for goodness sake. Unconscious bias, he called it, and blamed the British press for the misrepresentation. Everything he does appears to be either for money or publicity. America are sick of him. There are laughing.
You've lived a life with the royal family, you've had everything handed to you, but you say your life has been hard, and now you've written all about it in your new book, Where? Yes, that's right, friend. You see, my wife and I are totally like, you should write a book because your family like stupid and then so are like journalists.
I never get tired of that. It's hilarious. The other month, Harry collected the Pat Tillman Award against the wishes of Pat's mother. Her brave son was killed by friendly fire after giving up his lucrative sporting career to defend his country. And the other month, Harry was given the award for his work with Invictus. He claimed he was collecting the award for the brave veterans.
I'd like to begin by expressing my deepest gratitude to everyone at the Pat Tillman Foundation, led by Marie Tillman-Shenton, who I'm so honoured is here tonight. I'd also like to acknowledge the Tillman family, especially Mrs. Mary Tillman, Pat's mother. Her advocacy for Pat's legacy is deeply personal and one that I respect. The bond between a mother and son is eternal and transcends even the greatest losses.
Yeah, he's now apparently coming grovelling back, cap in hand. I wonder why. It's been termed Operation Bring Harry In From the Cold. And according to the Daily Mail, he's reached out to his old mates to help facilitate. It's not clear whether Meghan will be with him if his mission succeeds, but I suspect William will have a few words to say about that one. If the Sussexes want to return, Harry needs to make a massive apology. Bring his kids to meet his father, and the same goes for Meghan. And I can't see that happening, though, can you? Some might say that he wants to genuinely build bridges and seek forgiveness after the hell that he and his wife have unleashed on their families. He's seen the error in his ways, but I believe that when I see it. No, I think this is a ploy to ensure the sales of his Spare paperback, which is out in a matter of weeks, in the hope that people will talk about him and make him relevant again. In my view, that ship has sailed. The worldwide privacy tour is over. The question is, would you welcome him home? But first, let's talk Operation Bring Harry In From the Cold, as apparently, as it's underway, that's what the Daily Mail are reporting. Prince Harry seeking advice from former aides on how he should return to the country after spending the past 4 years in a self-imposed exile in California, allegedly growing dissatisfied with advice from American-based image experts, of which I think they've had about 10. Well, joining me now is royal broadcaster Helena Shard. Helena, welcome to the programme. So Prince Harry...
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. So Prince Harry, apparently, Operation Bring Harry In From the Cold. Do you feel there's any truth to this?
You know, I'm trying to find out who the trusted former aides are and who's been talking to who. I haven't got there yet, but lots of tongues are wagging, Nana. I mean, you know, we heard that he was at the memorial for Lord Robert Fellows, and obviously William was there as well. And so there was lots of, everyone going into overdrive. That was in Snettisham, Norfolk the other day. He wasn't going to attend, said the People, mouthpiece of his. And obviously, if it hadn't have been proven by so many different people, including family, friends, I would have actually thought that maybe a lookalike had turned up. And I absolutely, it still does make me wonder. It was obviously a discreet entrance, etc. But now we have been led to believe that Harry's been talking to people from those friends from his old life. And it's not that he wants to make a permanent move to the UK. So I believe, from what I can see, from what I've heard, it's more about his reputation. As we know, we've heard that somebody who is absolutely fantastic left his team at the end of last year, and that was all to do with reputation management. And as we know, he needs help. They need help.
well, he wants to have his cake and eat it, by the sounds of it. I mean, obviously, no good cake it remains uneaten, but he clearly wants to have the luxury of being royal, but I don't think he wants to do the work.
Absolutely. I mean, goodness me, he needs help. We know that the royal family is his currency. I mean, even his late mother, obviously he's almost usurped her memory, and he needs this. He needs this to make money, and things are not going his way. Things are not necessarily going their way. Is this about initiating a return to the royal family? Who knows? We'll wait and see. Does he want to spend more time in the UK? We've been led to believe he doesn't want to, yet he does. And we have the court case that's going ahead. And of course, he raced in to Lord Robert Fellowes' memorial service. So there's lots of ambiguous behaviour. And he is going to be, in New York. We call it the silly season, don't we? And we're also looking, there's lots of different stories that are coming out. But he needs to sell stuff. He's going to be in New York.
Yeah.
And it's we've got to remember the enormous amount of hurt and offence. I mean,
Exactly.
Prince William absolutely reeling. Poor Princess Catherine. Spare book coming out at the most awful time. And you've got the Netflix
series.
It's absolutely, this is a rehabilitation strategy.
Well, there's still. I mean, look, he's still. They're still doing these faux royal tours as well, which is just unspeakable. Helena Shard, thank you very much. Really good to talk to you. That's Helena Shard.